Kids killing kids. More and more school children in Sweden are dealing drugs and pulling triggers before they're even teenagers.
And when you are 10 years old, you can earn 10,000 euro in 1 month.
Young teens are valuable recruits. Perpetrators under 15 cannot be held criminally liable in Sweden, but they're also increasingly victims. Recent incidents include 13 and 14-year-olds shot dead, execution style.
11, 12-year-old, people kill each other. People pay 100,000 for one murder. And it's a kid that does it. 15 years, 14 years, you get like 100,000 there, 200,000 there. No, it's big money.
The surge in violence involving children has another alarming trend, that the youth are seeking out the gangs and not the other way around. That's what's compelled these men to offer me a glimpse into their world, saying they want to steer young people away from it.
You want to sell it to change, you know, the picture they have on us and in those neighborhoods, you know, and why people are doing it.
Those neighborhoods, like this one, Söder, in the southern city of Helsingborg, continue to provide the gangs with willing workers, mostly young men who come from immigrant backgrounds and feel stigmatized by the rest of Swedish society.
If you're black hair, black eyes, you know, Arab or something like that, they put all in the same page, you know.
And then they explain, gang life looks even more appealing because they feel they have nowhere else to go, no way to earn a living, a very vicious circle.
Here is the only place I can be myself. People accept me for who I am because everybody understands you because they come from the same backgrounds, you know.
We don't have another way to go. Who would help us? Tell me someone who helps us.
There are people who help.
Habibi!
This is Omar Al-Mali, a 26-year-old who grew up in those same streets but didn't fall prey to them. Al-Mali went off to university, earned a criminology degree, and then came back to Söder to work helping other young people from the largely Arabic-speaking community integrate into Swedish life. He has a day job working on these issues at Fryshuset, a global NGO promoting social inclusion for youth, helping them to mediate problems, get training, and find jobs. In Söder, these are huge challenges.
It's a parallel society. It's like this is a different society. You need to include them.
He can literally point to years of neglect by authorities.
Here.
And this is an elementary school.
This is elementary school. These bullets have been here in 12 years. I contacted the government and told them this needs to go away. I've told them this is not things children should see.
Inside this school, teacher Lina Derwawi says she and her colleagues try to protect the children, making them feel they belong here, regardless of where they come from. Derwawi says she gets personally involved when she notices youngsters may be going down the wrong path, which she says is evident very early.
I can see the 8, 9.
Many will say it's the parents' job to keep young people out of trouble, but Derwawi says it takes a joint effort.
No matter what the problem is, at school we take care of them. It's not only the parents' responsibility, it's also the government's responsibility, our responsibility. It's everybody's responsibility because they're kids.
Still, she would like to see the government allocate more money for after-school programs to keep students busy, less vulnerable to the allure of gang culture. There are individuals trying to fill that void, like world champion Muay Thai boxer Mustafa Abutaka, who brings as many teens as possible into the gym to train after school. 15-year-old Yusuf and 16-year-old Aziz are two of Abutaka's best protégés, and coming here is the best part of their day, Aziz says.
When I just step in the mat and put my gloves on, I'm in another world, and I think Yusuf too.
Another world from what Aziz sees happening with other kids.
It starts when they are 9, 10, 11 years. It's not like, not that bad things. It's not like, just go get me this, go get me this. But then when it's teenagers, like 15, 16 years old, that's more pressure on it. No, it's gonna be a big things to them.
Aziz says he thinks these teens are looking for a feeling of family when they go to the gangs. Abutaka would like to help more of those youngsters, but he says he has no more time or space or funding to hire more coaches.
I wish I had like 3 more Mustafas or 4 more Mustafas that could help me taking care of all these youngsters. But we don't have place for it, and there's no money in this, and some people doesn't want to do it for free, unfortunately. And I think the government should go in and sponsor more and give us more place to be in and more capacity.
How do you get funded from the government?
Nothing.
Born and raised in Sweden and studying for a civil engineering degree, Abu Taka tries to help his trainees improve not only their uppercuts, but also their upward mobility in Swedish society. They spar in front of a huge blue and yellow flag. That means a lot to Aziz, who came here as a refugee from Syria.
We are in Sweden and we live in Sweden, and it's important for us to fight for the flag.
But the coach has his doubts that Sweden feels the same way about them.
When I became the world champion and I had the Swedish flag with me in the world championship, afterwards I thought they would be more happy about it and write a lot more about it. But I got like 2 articles in a newspaper here in Helsingborg only, and not a lot in the media all over Sweden. And then I thought, like, well, why is it like that?
And you think it would have been different if you were, a Swede?
I don't want to say it like that, but...
Nobody wants to say it like that, but
exactly.
Is it true?
But I think that.
When even people seen as high achievers feel excluded from mainstream Swedish society, it's no surprise that others do, and that it causes tensions on all sides. The Swedish government is dealing now with such repercussions from accepting large numbers of asylum seekers over many decades, but failing to integrate them, creating the parallel societies that Omar Al-Mali mentioned in Helsingborg. William Wikström investigates how to overcome these societal divides and the problems they create with what's called group violence intervention, or GVI, a new approach bringing together city officials, the police, and the local community, including criminals.
The meaning behind working with the group violence intervention is just to talk to them, to make them feel heard, to make them feel seen, to make them feel a part of the community, and that there is another way for them if they choose to back off from the violence. Everyone is very honest about the mistakes that have been made. They say, we haven't been able to help you in the right way. There's a reason why you're in this position. Let us help you from now on. Let's do this together.
It's being tried in 6 cities currently. In Malmö, not far from Helsingborg, Wikström says shooting incidents have been cut in half since GVI was implemented. He hopes it can be expanded to more cities.
The people involved in the violence, they don't really want the violence. They feel like it's they believe it's necessary for their business or for their lifestyle. But if you talk to them one-on-one like you did, you will see that nobody really wants it. And we also, in the GVI work, we addressed that. We said, you don't want the violence, we don't want the violence, the community around you certainly doesn't want violence. So help us help you to stop the violence.
The gang members agree. They say they would have liked to have a different life.
Me, it's too late. You can't help me anymore. I help myself now. But help the people that can help. Yes, these kids can be like, they can become doctors, they can become economics, they can become everything. Show them that.
Back in Helsingborg, Omar Al-Mali is trying to do that, exhausted by being the go-to guy in Sutter who gets called by authorities, even police, to help solve tensions in the community, as well as by providing the safe space for so many teens.
They don't have any place to be in. They feel like I'm my older brother, and yeah, I feel like it's my obligation as an older guy here to help the younger guy, because when I was young, I wanted help, and it was hard.
So for now, he'll continue pouring his time, heart, and soul into United Brothers, a group he set up on Monday nights at his office in Fryshuset to talk with the boys about values and goals. He holds a similar meeting for girls on Wednesdays. Music and games often lead to important conversation, Al-Mali finds. Gratitude and good attitudes are in abundance.
We always after school we come here to play something. He's inspiring young people to be like him, a good person.
I know friends in my school that sells. He told me one time he come to me and told me, do you want to sell? I told him, no bro, why are you doing this?
Our generation is in a big trouble, would I say, because like we see 12, 13 years old boys are running drugs and doing this stuff, and we cannot change all of them, but we can do something.
Sometimes those things are small, but Al-Mali and his allies believe they're crucial for building cohesion and confidence.
I need to play cards with the kids. They're waiting for me. Yalla, 400.
He's determined to help these youth believe in themselves, that whatever cards they've been dealt, they can win.